so many people have been forced to stay at home due to what's happening in society, and they feel like they don't have that support system that they had pre-pandemic. So then they're just trapped in their house, like they're seeing their same people day in and day out. And not that there may be anything wrong with the people in their house, it's just that they've had enough and they feel like they're ready to expand and spread their wings for a little bit, or just get a change of scenery, a change of pace or whatnot. And then you've had some women who, their escape was going to work whenever they're at home with the abuser, a man that is, treating them bad. And he doesn't have to be beating them physically, but, mentally and emotionally, he could be beating them down, that it's causing her to, just build up all that hate, build up all of those negative emotions. And then it gets to the point where she can't take it and then she snaps. And then before you know it, you have another domestic violence thing on the news, or another homicide or whatever. Then another thing is like the kids, some of the kids who are at home, some of them, they do want to go back to school, but their parents don't feel safe because they don't want to give them the vaccine, or they feel like the school does not have enough protocols in place to ensure that their kids are going to be protected by, being in a classroom that may be possibly, overpopulated, or they may not have enough space to really social distance because, parents had to get back to work because some companies weren't flexible with some of their employees as other companies were. And then it's like, okay, well, I have to send my kid to school, because then if I pay for aftercare, or if I pay for an additional program, like it's going to cost me more money, and money that I don't have, because the the prices of things have went up. Gas prices have increased, the price of groceries have increased, but people's pay has stayed the same. So that also puts people in, a particular mindset that causes them to, lash out. So all these external factors are playing into it. And then people are at home. So they have all this time to sit and think, and whenever they sit and think, their mind is running idle, and they're like, oh, dang. And then that's where the depression creeps in, the oppression, the thoughts of, oh, I'm not good enough. Then you have the suicides, and you have so many other emotions that are tied to it. And before you know it, you're like, oh my gosh, what is happening with society? And then, bam, when things open up, people want to be wide up and wide open. And then you have these road rage incidents because people are like, are you honking at me? And now you have, like in my state, where they passed a bill where you don't need a license to carry your gun anymore. Then you have shrinkflation. Have you heard of that yet, Terrain?
I have not. I have not. Tell me about that. Shrinkflation? What's that?
Yes. So if you go to the grocery store, you're paying the same price for something that was a bigger quantity pre-pandemic. So now some of the packaging for certain things have shrinked, but the price has stayed the same, or it has increased. So you're not getting as much as you were before, but the price is still the same. So shrinkflation. And before we came into shrinkflation, we came into we were in the hoarding, where everyone was hoarding the paper towels, the toilet papers, and all of that. So we passed that phase. Now we're in the shrinkflation. And there's just so much stuff going on, and people are like, how much more? Like, how much more can we take? Like, and they just feel so fed up. And instead of having these healthy conversations like you and I are having, people just don't know who to talk to, who to turn to, because everyone is on edge, because everyone has something that they're dealing with in their own personal life. And some people just choose to internalize it versus finding that help that they need. Whether you confide in a close family member or a friend, or maybe even counseling, because I told people counseling isn't shouldn't be seen as something negative. It should be seen as something positive, because you're talking to an un oh shoot you're talking to a person that has, you know no bias to your situation. They don't know you, but they are a trained professional that could help you go through life. And as you go through life, they help you unpack some of the things that you wouldn't have been able to unpack unless you sought out professional help.